You know what people don't need right now? Platitudes. So comfort, I think, is great. I think it's very useful. I need comfort. People need comfort when they're down. But platitudes are not comfort to me. They don't give you any useful information. They don't tell you what to do. And one of the platitudes I hear bandied about quite a bit is this idea of loving yourself. Love yourself. You should love yourself, and that'll make everything better. And the funny thing about that is it's actually true. But I think the definition of it gets lost in how commonplace the expression is. So I wanted to break down that particular platitude so that it has some meaning when people say it. I wrote an article about this on Medium a while back, and it was pretty well received. So I wanted to go over it again here because I think especially now, people could use a little bit of useful advice with implications for their future rather than platitudes. So loving yourself, right? What is loving yourself about? I think a better way of saying it would be take loving action in the service of who you want to be, right? So it sounds similar, but it's a little bit different, and I'll say why, okay? First off, love, right? Love seems obvious. We know what love is. It's a feeling. But it's not just a feeling, because love is something that you do. If you love someone really, and you feel love towards them, it's not just a feeling, it's actions. It's actions that you take, loving actions. And too often, I think the idea of loving actions is purely, comes from a place that is only about expressing your emotion of, happiness about someone's existence and not about taking care of that person. So everyone who's grown up with parents who love them and take care of them knows that love doesn't always come across as affirmation. Sometimes love is harsh, and sometimes love says, you're not doing enough, get up out of bed, do what you need to do, straighten up and fly right, for lack of a better term. Not always, of course, but that is a part of love. It's a critical piece of love that I think too often goes undiscussed. It's one of the reasons I don't like the idea of the love languages very much. I understand what they're getting at, and I think they have a pretty good system there for defining how people like to receive love. But I think that love isn't something that we always like to receive, because love adds pressure to us. It says, there's something you should be doing that you're not doing, if it's expressed by someone who really cares about you, not just someone who wants you to think they care about you. So loving actions is a better definition of love than just love. So taking loving actions in the service of who you want to be. And that's another piece of the puzzle, right? Love yourself. Who is yourself? Yourself is not just you right now. It's not even just you in this, in the grand sense of like in this year. Loving yourself means loving who you want to be, because that's the person you really need to be taking care of. You want to be taking care of someone who is going to emerge from the chrysalis that is you currently. And that person, if you view them as more important than you, maybe can be brought into existence through your actions. So I think the real use of the term loving yourself means that you need to take loving actions in the service of who you want to become. And at times like these, when everything is up in the air and it's tumultuous and all of our negative emotions and reactions to those negative emotions are most likely to resurface, now is the time that we most need to love ourselves, to take loving action in the service of who we want to be. So if there's something that you have to do that will make your life better, you have to do it now more than ever. And if there's something that you could give up that would be good for you to give up, now is the time to do that also. And that would be a real way of loving yourself. Not just saying, I love who I am in this moment, even though you can have that as well, but saying, I want to become someone that is worthy of the love that other people have for me and that I have for myself. And I have to treat myself like someone worthy of love. So not to be a downer about the platitude of loving yourself. Maybe that's all implicit in it for a lot of people and they understand that, but I never did. And when I decided to break it apart that way, it started making a lot more sense to me, and it made me feel better when I heard people say, love yourself, because I know what it actually means. Take loving action in the service of who you want to be. So take care of yourself, everyone.